Early. Oh, wait. Hold on. I forgot my headphones. Hold on 1 second. Dang it. I was all proud because I was early and then I didn't have my headphones. Give me 1 minute. Anybody's in there? Is anybody in there? Is anybody in here? Anyway, yay! We'll see what happens, dude. My freaking video last night got copyright attacked. Attacked. I had so many copyrights, and there was a few that were like copyrighted where it wasn't allowing the video to be playable anywhere. So I had to trim all that out. And it sucks because the way you do it on a live, you have to do one at a time. Because it wasn't a strike. There were claims, but some claims are set up where it's not playable. So you do one and it has to process, and sometimes it takes hours. So there was a couple where I had to get rid of them before it was viewable. So I was up all night getting them all processed out so then people could view it. Oh my lordy. Anyway, how are you guys? Let me actually I'm gonna get this charge in for a minute. I'll just talk to you guys for a minute while my headphones are charging. We still have like 20 minutes. How are you guys? What do you guys think is gonna happen? You think they're gonna make a decision now? I almost think they might, man. I don't know. They said they could. They have till the 29th, so they could do it anytime in between. Oh, I should turn this on. I'm gonna end up moving this guys down below, but we'll enjoy it while we can. I don't know really how enjoyable it is to I like looking at it because I know this shows to me like all my hard work and stuff that I was able to like buy something for myself, like this nice computer. Anyway, that's the only thing I spend my money on is stuff for my channel. It goes back into my channel. I don't know. But anyway. Gil, yay! Tasha, hey! You think? Okay, yeah, maybe. Hey, Emery, Sheila. So I couldn't find Wade. Did you guys see Wade's? I didn't look really that hard, but I looked, just did a quick search. And I don't think anybody has it yet for the Wade stuff. But did you see well, I might actually do a Wade live later because there's a little bit of an update. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Menendez now. Sorry. Who have spent a lot of time on Wade. I could dedicate this time to this case. But yeah. I'm talking to myself. I'm having a inner conversation with myself. Yeah, man, we watched I did a long live yesterday, and I'm going to do a few more parts to go through everything. It's just crazy how much they were abused. I mean, but I had looked into it a few different times in my life. The last time I went back to see when I covered it last, and it was over 3 years ago when remember when I was talking about it before, and I think I only had like a video or two, but I was like looked into it, and then I feel like not that many people were into it at the time. But yeah, dude, I think they're gonna get out. I am actually happy for him. I know there's people that disagree, and there was a few people in chat that came in and is like, they're greedy, all they care about is money. And so you're gonna have different opinions. I don't have that opinion about them. I think, yeah, they were 18 or 17, 18. How old was Lyle? 20? I don't know their exact dates. I know Lyle was in college and Eric was a senior. He was going to be going to college. Let me see how old they actually were. But like they were really still kids because what they went through, they were not mature. They were kids. I mean, I don't even think it's that weird that they went on a spending spree, in my opinion. Like, I feel like to me, it doesn't equate to like, oh, they're greedy narcissists. It's like they finally had a chance at like freedom. Like they were saying yesterday, what did we watch yesterday? Where her cousin said that they said that they're actually much happier in prison than they were at home, like when they were living with their parents. Like they have more freedom where they're at. They're like content almost there because it's way more freedom than they had at their house. Like what they were going through with their dad and mom, they'd rather be in prison. That says something. Um 18 and 21. Thank you. Okay. I was about to look it up, but I should have just waited for you guys. So yeah, he was about to go to college and Elia was already in college, but he wasn't gonna go. I mean, the dad was gonna make him stay home and sleep there. It's sick. It was making me so mad listening to all that again yesterday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree. Yeah, I do think they should have done time, but they already did 35, was it 34, 35 years? That's enough. They did their time. For what they had to go through, man. Uh, all right, I'm gonna put up my see if these. I want to see how good these are charged. Shoot, I don't want them connected to that. Hold on a second. I'm trying to look how much they're charged. Hold on one second, because I want to make sure if I start it, I don't have to. You know how my stupid earphones. How they? No, 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 no. No, I don't want to connect there. Hold on. Shoot, it did connect. Hold on. I'm just trying to look at the charge amount. Gosh darn it. Can you just show me? Give me one second. Okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, they're good. All right. I'm going to connect it to my computer and then one second, guys. All right. Hey, Ashley, Maura, Ida. Hey, Chloe. Soap dish. Yes. It's so cute. Oh my God, I can't take it. I love him so much. So I have a few different ones pulled up that already have their reminders up. There's only 2 so far that has their reminders for the press conference. I prefer to, I usually like to watch stuff with Long Crime or Court TV. I don't even know, they don't have a reminder up yet though, but there is 2 I have that have their reminders, so that's good. All right, hold on. Let me see if anybody else put one up. You know how I am with live things. I get so anxious because it's like you have to wait to the last minute and it's like people are depending on you and it's like you have to wait till they post it. Sometimes it's like the last minute people don't put reminders up. And I'm like, like, and if it starts, then I don't have it. And people are like, it started over here. And then, but I did find 2 different places have it up. 11 and Fox have the reminders. So we definitely have 2 places that are counting down. But I'm trying to see if I keep checking Long Crime to see if they're gonna do it though. Wait, where? Okay, I have Fox, which I prefer. I want to go with the other place because Fox sometimes copyrights. Depends which Fox, and sometimes I can't tell which one does. Okay, so I have those 2. Hold on one second. We'll place a little bit some stuff after. I was gonna play some stuff before, but I mean we're going on 10 minutes now. Just chat with you guys. So Court TV, do you guys know if Court TV is even gonna do it? I don't got anything up. They might not. They're busy with their other stuff. Hold on, let me see if Long Crime has anything yet. They might not. No biggie. I'm glad at least there's local channels doing it. Hold on, I'm just running through them all just to see. Okay. That's ABC. Oh. It's just gonna be last minute for all the other places. don't got time for that. Why does that? That's annoying. I guess we could watch a few things. Let's watch this real quick while we're waiting. Actually, I'm going to turn the volume, or that one doesn't. So we still have 10 minutes if they start on time. Let's see what this one is. Make sure the volume's working. Let's see. Just talking about today.
Relatives of Eric and Lyle Menendez will hold a news conference today in downtown Los Angeles. It'll take place this afternoon as the LA County District Attorney's Office continues to review the murder convictions of the brothers. KTLA's Eric Spillman, live in downtown LA with a story for us. Eric, good morning.
Morning, Frank. Back in the mid-1990s, I would not have predicted that now this case would be back in the news. But with the popularity of that Netflix series, Monsters, the story of Eric and Lyle Menendez, that's gotten a lot of attention. The DA is reviewing the case. And then later today at 1 p.m., relatives of Eric and Lyle Menendez will hold a news conference here in front of the criminal courts building to argue that the brothers be released. Now, Eric and Lyle Menendez have been behind bars for nearly 35 years now. They were sentenced to life in prison without parole for murdering their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, inside their Beverly Hills mansion back in 1989. Their relatives have always believed that the brothers acted in self-defense after suffering a lifetime of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse at the hands of their parents. Now, earlier this month, District Attorney George Gascon announced he's taking another look at their conviction. He still hasn't made up his mind on what to do, but one option is that he could ask a judge that the Menendez brothers be resentenced and just set free based on the time that they've already served.
One possibility, what is being alleged by his lawyers, not by us, that there was evidence that had that evidence been presented to the jury, the outcome of this case would have been different.
The evidence he's talking about includes a letter written by Eric Menendez months before the murder saying his dad, Jose Menendez, was still molesting him. Quote, "I never know when it's going to happen and it's driving me crazy. Every night I stay up thinking he might come in." There are also new claims by a former member of the boy band Menudo that Jose raped him while Jose was a record executive. Now, the brothers were first tried in 1993. That one ended in hung juries. But at their retrial in 1995, most of the sexual abuse claims were ruled inadmissible. The jury never heard about them. Professor Jessica Levinson, who's a professor at Loyola Law School, says attitudes have shifted over the years, and that could influence the DA's decision.
I think that decades ago, we saw allegations of sexual abuse, particularly against young men, and maybe we didn't view it as much having much credibility, or particularly not as a motive for murder. Now, I think our understandings have changed. Our understanding of who can be a victim of sexual abuse and what that can lead to has changed.
Levinson also points out that another factor in all this is that the district attorney is facing a tough re-election campaign. He's behind in the polls. Talking about this case, reviewing this conviction, definitely puts his name in the news and may help him win votes. Now, this afternoon, we're expecting to hear from 24 relatives of Eric and Lyle Menendez at the news conference here, as well as one of their celebrity advocates, Rosie O'Donnell. She'll be here. Their lawyer, Mark Garagos, he will also speak. They're going to push for the brothers to be released in time for the holidays. We'll send it back to you.
Oh, thanks, Jordan. Thank you. Yes. Oh, this. Thanks, Jordan. Oh, really, Kristen? Is he? Let me see. We got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Hey, Snoop Doggy Dog, Isabel. So what do you guys think's gonna happen? Wonder how long, do you guys think how long this is gonna last? I don't even know if I should start another one because we only got like 5 minutes. Hey, whistle. Soul Star, the adult family members didn't know. I told my wife I was at home. Huh. I'm healing pretty good. Thanks for asking. Irrelevant? What? Not at all. Why would it be irrelevant? What do you mean? Yeah, I definitely don't understand that. No, I definitely disagree. I don't irrelevant. No, it's never irrelevant. Yes, I know. I think so too. I should do a poll because not everybody does. Obviously, not everybody agrees that they should be. Hold on a second. Thanks, Maura. Hey, Chloe. Emery. Yeah, I agree. All right, let me see. What do we got here? 2 minutes. 2-minute countdown on both of them. I don't know which one to go with. So only 2 of them so far have their countdown, at least that I'm looking at. I remember for that one case, I picked the wrong one to go with. And it was like the sound was sucky. I was like, God. And I actually wanted to go with the one, and somebody's like, I was like pressure because the one was starting, and then I was mad that I didn't just wait. You guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but I remember. I don't even remember what case it was, to be honest. Anyway, how's your guys' day anyway? Good? I'm trying to just check things. Sorry, guys. I'm not in the chat right now. I'm just looking at everything. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to go with the ones I have up. ABC, that'll be a good one. It's 1:09, 1 minute and 9 seconds. Wow, why is my thing so light? I probably don't even need. Oh, this one's. Sometimes it's like the shadows. For some reason, I'm weird about having the back not lit up. Oh, thanks, Kristen. I'm glad you found me. Oh, really, Chloe? Cool. Good. Yay. That's good. That is very good. I'm glad. I'm not done. I want to still go through more stuff. So sorry, guys. I'm just pre-focused because I keep checking. I'm waiting for it to start. I want to put it up as soon as it starts, but I don't want to just put up like a blank screen until it starts. I'm surprised Court TV or Long Crime's not doing it live though. I know they're too busy doing all their other stuff, but I don't know. You'd think they've been freaking covering Menendez like crazy. Maybe they'll jump on late. Dude, it counts. They counted down. They both counted down, and then they both went up to the one went back up to 27 minutes, and one went back up to 25 minutes. So those are probably stations that are in contact with so they probably know it's not going to be another 25 minutes. Dang it. There was counting down too, but yeah, they added 20. Fox added 27 minutes on, and News 11 added 25 minutes on. So okay, we'll watch a couple videos. It's not going to start for a little bit. They're running late, obviously, but I have them up, so when it starts, we'll know. That sucks, though. So maybe Law and Crime or Court TV will do it when it starts. Okay, so good. We got to like 25 minutes. Let's see what videos. There was actually a video. There's so many new ones now, though. But there's a video like last week that I like saved as I was watching Menendez. But now, like, with how freaking. Hold on. With how like everything that's going on, there's so many new ones. But let me just type it in and see if there's any good new ones that we could watch on them. I have to be careful now which old ones to play since they copyright crazy. Now it's not the trial that's being copyrighted. It's like the other stuff that I was playing, which was interesting yesterday. Some of like the old stuff. Oh, AP. Actually, look. This is like the only channel so far they do have something live right now here. Let's watch this. I don't know why this is the only channel so far. But this is there. It probably isn't going to start for like 25 minutes, but that's their lawyer, Garagos. That's the cousin. Those are the two cousins. The one that testified is the guy. Remember, he testified. He's the one that stayed over there and heard the noises coming from the room. I don't know why the other channels added time to theirs. They're going to miss out. I'm confused.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Garrigus. I, along with Cliff Gardner, represent Lyle and Eric Menendez. I also have here today Alex Kazarian.
Can you guys hear?
Kasim is somewhere, and Gina Glamian, who have been working for the last 18 months in order to get a release for Lyle and Eric Menendez. A couple of weeks ago, and so that you understand the background of it, back in May, we filed a writ of habeas corpus. A judge in this courthouse, Judge William Ryan, issued what's called an informal request for a reply. That informal request for a reply was to ask the DA to respond to the allegations of new evidence. Part of the two prongs of new evidence were, number one, a letter that was found at Marta Cano's house. That was a letter written by Eric fully 8 months before the killings
I can't turn it
to
up.
his cousin Andy. His cousin Andy testified at the trial. However, in the second trial, was demeaned as making this up or was not true. This letter now shows or corroborates that Andy was telling the truth. The letter describes the abuse. The letter, I believe, was released at least temporarily by the DA's office, and anybody who wants it, we can release that as well. The other pillar of the writ of habeas corpus was a declaration by Roy Rosello. The declaration by Roy Rosello is incredibly important for a number of reasons. Number one, Roy Rosello, who was a member or a then member of the band Menudo, was and took great courage at Murray's finding him and talking to him to sign a declaration that said that he too was assaulted by the father, and not only assaulted, but it happened at the house. The reason that's important is that it corroborates what was testified to in trial number one, that it corroborates the fact that the safe place that Jose thought he had was in the house. It corroborates what the family members said was the very uncomfortable rule in that house, that you could not go down the hallway if Jose was with one of the boys. That was the ground upon which he prayed. We have those two items. Now, there is a separate track. About 3 months ago, we sent a petition, and mind you, the DA's office, there's been those who have said, well, this is election nearing, blah, blah, blah. We filed this, and the DA has been, Mr. Gascon's office, has been engaged with us productively, strongly, for well over a year. Joan, who you will hear from in about 5 minutes, we actually, because of her young age, turns 93 next month, we had what's a very rare thing done back in December, which is called a conditional examination. It's a deposition in a criminal case to preserve her testimony. She was there with her lawyer, Brian Friedman, who represents the family. And what we are also on a parallel track doing is asking, and have been asking, the DA to look at the work they have done and resentence them, to support the resentencing. Now, when I say the work they have done, Lyle and Eric have started, mind you, since 2005, up until the time that Judge Ryan issued the request for an informal reply, have had no hope of ever getting out. Since 2005, they had exhausted all legal remedies. They had resigned themselves to being in prison for the rest of their lives. You could take two tracks on that. You could either just become a hardcore, irreconcilable recidivist, or you could do what they've done, which is create programs, counsel people, develop amazing programs, mentoring people, go to college, get degrees. Lyle, in fact, graduated from the first ever class in June. I watched it, of a combination of UCI along with the Department of Corrections. The first class, Mr. Friedman and I were there, of 22 prisoners who got their BA degree while in prison. I know a bunch of them life without parole. So there is an idea that there is redemption. There is an idea with their Green Space project of rehabilitation. I will tell you, in over 40 years of doing this, I have never seen the amazing, exemplary rehabilitation and mitigation evidence that we have now presented to the DA's office. We're going to hear from the family today briefly, and I will tell you, I'll give you kind of a coming attraction. I will start with Anna Maria. She will tell you exactly the genealogy. We have over 20 relatives, both Kitty and Jose's sides of the family. This is virtually unprecedented in my practice, and I would dare say it anywhere, that 20 family members on both sides, victims constitutional victims under Marsy's law are here to urge the DA to resentence. When after they're finished speaking to you today, we will then, Mr. Friedman will take them across the street to the Hall of Justice, and they will go through what Gascon does in resentencing, and they will meet with the resentencing unit. They will, under the California Constitution, Marsy's law, they will voice their opinion on why they believe it's time that these gentlemen come home. That they've spent over 35 years, and I've said it once, I've said it twice, if they were the Menendez sisters, they would not be in custody. We have evolved, it's time, and without further ado, I'm going to introduce Anna Maria, who's going to come up and speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. Buenas tardes. My name is Ana Maria Baralt. I am the niece of Jose Menendez. I stand before you today, not just as a member of the Menendez family, but as someone who believes in truth, justice, and healing. Before I get started, I just want to say that I know this is an election season, but for us, this is not a political issue. This is about truth, justice, and healing. On behalf of our whole family, it is my honor to formally introduce our new coalition, Justice for Eric and Lyle. Like so many others, I struggled to process the events of that fateful August day and the loss that I felt. Over time, it became clear that there were two other victims there on that day, my cousins Lyle and Eric. Lyle and Eric would continue to be victimized. They would be victims of a system that wouldn't hear them. And they would be victims of a culture that was not ready to listen. They would be mocked. They would be called cold-blooded killers, left to rot in jail and denied any hope of redemption. If Lyle and Eric's case were heard today, with the understanding we now have about abuse and PTSD, there is no doubt in my mind that their sentencing would have been very different. And yet, despite their circumstances, they have chosen a life of light. Without hope of release, they persevered. They have sought to better themselves and serve as a support and inspiration for survivors all over the world. Their continued incarceration serves no rehabilitative purpose. It's time to recognize the injustice they've suffered and allow them the second chance they deserve. Now here we are, both sides of the family united, sharing a new bond of hope. Hope that with the re-examination of their case, a new outcome will be reached. Hope that this 34-year nightmare will end and that we will be reunited as a family. I am here to ask the district attorney's office to take into account the full picture, the truth that was hidden for so long. Lyle and Eric deserve a chance to heal, and our family deserves a chance to heal with them. Please join us. Visit www.justiceforericandlyle.org and sign our petition. And if you'll indulge me, I have two more statements to read. The first is from my mother, 85 years old, Terry Baralt, the sister of Jose Menendez. She can't be with us today due to health challenges, but she sent me this. I'm sorry that I can't be there in person to support my nephews, Lyle and Eric. I begin chemo soon and my doctor says no flights. I need to be strong. I wish to make it clear that I stand firmly with this family. I am Lyle's godmother, and I love them both very, very much. My nephews have spent 3 decades in prison helping others. I have seen great growth in them. Even the law enforcement supervisors and corrections have written letters to the court asking for their resentencing and release. Millions across this country agree. I implore the district attorney's office to end our prolonged suffering and release Lyle and Eric back to our family. 35 years is such a long time. My prayer is that I live long enough to see my nephews again and to hug them once more. I have another statement, and this is written by a family member of Marta Cano and Andy Cano, that Andy, the one to whom the letter was written. This is written by one of Marta's children. Thank you for giving our family the opportunity to express our thoughts during this pivotal time in Lyle and Eric's case. Our family's tragedy has always been very public, and has been extensively covered by many media platforms. Marta and Andy Cano would have wanted to speak today, but unfortunately they are both unable to do so. Marta is in memory care, but she spent decades supporting Lyle and Eric. Sadly, we lost Andy shortly before his 30th birthday, and we miss him every day. Both Marta and Andy deeply loved Lyle and Eric. They both believed in justice, but they also believed in second chances and forgiveness. It has been 35 years since this happened, and we feel enough penance has been paid. It is time for them to be released and for all of us to move on and continue healing as a family. Again, if you want to help, please join us at justiceforlyleanderic.org and sign our petition. With that, I'm going to be followed by several members of the Anderson family. First will be Alan Anderson. He's the nephew of Kitty Menendez. Kitty Menendez. And the second will be Karen, the niece of Kitty Menendez. But first, Joan Vandermillen, sister of Kitty Menendez. Please join us.
Two soldiers, thank you. Not very much space for paper, is there?
With the glasses on.
They're not even mine, but yes. Okay.
They match the time.
Okay. Please know that I'm nervous and full of emotions. I never thought this day would come. I am Kitty's sister. I stand here today with a heavy heart and also with hope and justice and understanding. We have received such an outpouring support in recent weeks, which led us to launch this formal initiative. For many years, I struggled with terms with what happened to my sister's family. It was a nightmare none of us could have imagined. But as details of Lyle and Eric's abuse came to light, it became clear that their actions, while tragic, were the desperate response of two boys trying to survive the unspeakable cruelty of their father. As their aunt, I had no idea of the extent of the abuse they suffered at the hands of my brother-in-law. None of us did. But looking back, I can see the fear and tension that their father had instilled on them. They were just children who could have been protected and were instead brutalized in the most horrific ways. The truth is, Lyle and Eric were failed by the very people who should have protected them, by their parents, by the system, by society at large. When they stood trial, the whole world was ready to believe that the boys could be raped. Was not ready, not ready. The whole world was not ready to believe boys could be raped, or that young men could be victims of sexual violence. Today we know better. We know that abuse has long-lasting effects, and victims of trauma sometimes act in ways that are very difficult to understand. In the years since their conviction, society's understanding of sexual abuse and its psychological impact has grown significantly. We understand that a person doesn't need to fit a specific mold, whether it's gender or socioeconomic status, in order to experience abuse. In their case, if it were tried today, the evidence of their father's abuse would not only be admitted in court, it would provide essential context for why they acted as they did. No jury today would issue such a harsh sentence without taking their trauma into account. Lyle and Eric have already paid a heavy price, discarded by a system that failed to recognize their pain. They have grown, they have changed, and they have become better men despite everything that they've been through. It's time to give them the opportunity to live the rest of their lives free from the shadow of their past. While I recognize it is election season, this isn't about us or about the politics. It's about finding the truth, delivering justice, creating space for healing. I want to thank everyone who has reached out to our family in recent days and weeks, asking how they can help. Today we have an answer. Please sign our petition at www.justiceforericandlyle.org and urge the district attorney's office, no matter who holds the DA position, to consider all the evidence, both old and new, and to bring together justice for the family. And thank you very much for listening to me. I'm sorry I'm so nervous, I can't help it.
Next, we have Alan Anderson, nephew of Kitty Menendez.
Hello, and thank you everybody for being here. Hello, my name is Brian A. Anderson Jr. I am the Kitty of Menendez. I'm Kitty Menendez's nephew. I am proud to be a member of this family and to help spearhead this formal effort to organize and galvanize all the support we have received. Together, I believe we can finally bring justice for my cousins, Lyle and Eric. I've known Lyle and Eric my whole life. I can tell you without a doubt that they are not the villains they've been portrayed as. They were boys, young, scared, and abused by their father in ways no child should ever experience. You, the media, focused so much on their actions, but they never were able to tell the full story of their abuse that drove them to such desperate measures. When I think about the pain and suffering they endured, it breaks my heart to know that the system failed them so profoundly. They tried to protect themselves the only way they knew how. But instead of being seen as victims, they were vilified. Their father's abuse was dismissed, their trauma ignored, and their truth mocked by millions. Today, we know that trauma can lead to actions that, while difficult to understand, are rooted in survival. Lyle and Eric acted out of fear, but the jury never heard the full story. If their trial were held today, their father's abuse would be front and center in their defense, and I believe the outcome would be very different. Lyle and Eric are not the same people they were 35 years ago. They've shown that they are more than their past. They are survivors and deserve a chance to rebuild their lives. They are no longer a threat to society. Please do not misconstrue this to be political. Justice should prevail and transcend politics. I am asking the district attorney's office, regardless of who the DA is or becomes, to reconsider their case with the knowledge we now have about their abuse. Lyle and Eric deserve a second chance, a chance to heal, a chance to be free, and to live the rest of their lives without the shadow of their past hanging over them. I firmly believe that if they were to come to my house, knock on my door, I would answer that door. I would welcome them in with huge hugs. My wife would make them a dinner, and I'd give them a pillow and a place to sleep. Thank you for being here today, supporting Justice for Lyle and Eric. Please go to our website, learn the truth about their story, and sign our petition. Thank you.
Please welcome Karen Vandermullen. niece of Kitty Menendez.
Good afternoon. There's a lot of you, and I'm very nervous. My name is Karen Vandermolen Copley. I am Kitty Menendez's niece, and I'm here today speaking out because I have believed for many years that the truth needs to be known about what really happened to my cousins Lyle and Eric. From the beginning, I believed Lyle and Eric were victims of their father's abuse. I grew up knowing and feeling something wasn't right. The feeling in their house and the father-son interactions were just off. But it was not until the first trial that the full horror of what they had to live through came to light. My sister Diane had evidence of their abuse. That was not even allowed to be presented at the trial. I cannot help but think of how things would be different if the world had known the truth back then, or if they had been the Menendez sisters. Adults of abuse have difficulty getting out of their situations, and yet these were two young boys who were never allowed to make decisions on their own. They lived in constant fear and were unable to make any other decisions than the sexual violence that they were taught at the very hands of people who were supposed to love and protect them. Their sometimes misunderstood behaviors were cries for help that many of us wished we had realized and responded to far sooner. What happened is tragic, but I forgive my cousins. I have forgiven them forever because I know they were acting out of fear and desperation. These were children, just 6 and 8 years old, who didn't understand their own bodies. No child should ever have to endure that kind of pain. This abuse trapped them. It was painful and it terrified them. Their father's abuse shattered their lives and the family's lives, and the courts failed them, failed to recognize their trauma, compounding this tragedy. We live in a time now where we understand how abuse can shape a person's actions, male or female. We live in a time now where we understand what trauma does to the brain development of a child. If Lyle and Eric's trial happened today, the outcome would be drastically different. The evidence of their father's abuse would have been a central part of their defense. And it's very likely they would not have received such harsh sentences. Lyle and Eric have spent most of their lives in prison, paying for their actions. During that time, they have become supporters and advocates for children who have suffered sexual violence. I believe they have suffered enough. I ask the district attorneys to take into account the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I believe they have paid for their crimes, and we as a family have all suffered enough. We are here for them and ready to support Eric and Lyle after release. This is a time for truth and justice, and the time for the path to healing. It is time for Eric and Lyle to come home. We are here for them. Please visit our website and sign our petition. We would love nothing more than for our mom to be able to wrap her arms around Eric and Lyle outside prison walls before she is unable to do so. Thank you. Thank you all.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brian Friedman, and I represent the extended family members of the Menendez family. First of all, the family is gathered here in support, and really thanks everyone for coming out and for being here and for supporting one message, which is, this shouldn't happen again. And this needs to stop now. And that what needs to happen is the consideration of second chances, the consideration of the abuse, and changing what we know in our society to be wrong, and we know in our society to give people second chances. The families here united. Eric and Lyle have been through so much in 35 years, but these family members have been through so much 35 years. They're going to go across the street now. They're going to meet with the DA's office. They're going to exercise their constitutional rights under Marcy's laws to be heard. And they would respect and ask if they could make that journey peacefully so that they can share their truth, desires, and honesty with the DA's office. And again, thank you for the support and for being here. And Mark Garagos, thank you.
As Brian said, if we can let, especially Joe, get across, I'll answer some questions in about 2 minutes, if that works. Yes. Yeah, I'll speak to that in just 1 minute. If you wait just 2 minutes, we have stuff to talk about there. Unless you want to say something about that.
I'm like a few seconds behind. I'm about to speed it up. There. Dang, I'm tempted to put it on the other one that sounds better. Are you guys sure? I shouldn't. Here, I'll show you the other one. See what sound.
Yeah,
Well,
give
now
me
it's going to be hard.
3 minutes. Just let me get Joan situated.
So here, I don't know. You do hear it fine, really? Okay. I have my AirPods. I hear it fine with my AirPods, but I know if I had my other ones in, you might not.
You should have said that before.
But if you guys do think it's fine, okay.
Okay, yes. No, we taught, part of what Brian had referred to is under Marcy's law, the California Constitution requires that victims get a say. So what we did is the DA's office, when they heard that we were doing the press conference, extended the invitation for the family to come over and hear about Marcy's law, to hear about exactly what their feelings are. I will tell you, and I said it before, that the DA's office from 18 months ago has taken this very seriously. And I say that because there are times, whether it's high profile, low profile, that I don't get the feeling that we're being heard. I get the feeling here that we have been being heard. I get the feeling that there is genuine. I think the DA has mentioned in his remarks that there is a division in the office. I understand that. I mean, I get that. But I don't think that there should be any division when you've got a united front of this many family members. And I know somebody had asked me about one of the family members. I would just say, I don't want to cast aspersions on anyone. All I will say is, think about your own family. Do you think you could get almost unanimous support out of your own family and extended relatives for anything you do. So I'll leave it at that. Well, I think interestingly, and I don't know how you measure something like this, but I have been, obviously, I was practicing when this trial took place. I remember in 1994 representing a woman in Pomona, and we used the battered woman syndrome. And she got a voluntary manslaughter, she got probation. And I remember at the time being struck by the idea, and I've confirmed it now in the transcripts of their second trial, struck by the idea that the DA's office on the second trial took the position, and it may not have been wrong at the time, that the battered woman syndrome, that something that diminishes your intent, did not apply to child abuse. And that was on the record. And that's what the judge ruled. So how do I think, or how has this evolved? First of all, the younger generation, I hate to say it, is that when the Ryan Murphy series came out, it was such a caricature of them that the pendulum swing backlash actually created a focus on it. And people then took a look. I know that I've seen some of those videos of the first trial that was televised where the DA's office was taking the position that men could not be raped. They don't have the equipment. And you've seen all kinds of arguments along those lines. That is unfathomable in today's age to people who weren't alive back then. So I think that evolution has been, frankly, seismic. I think one of the reasons that we mentioned early on and that the family has said it, they had absolutely no hope after 2005. So after 2005, they didn't believe, they thought they were going to spend the rest of their life in prison. And they had resigned themselves to it. And all of the programs, I invite anybody to take a look at what's called the Green Space program that they have. The Green Space program that they have created down there, that's based on the Norwegian model, that is something that they have done in order to reacclimate prisoners who are being released. I look at both the external programs that they've done and the introspection and work they've done on themselves. I've used the term cautiously optimistic. I mean, there is an irony that DA politics played a role in their conviction. Well, look, I've said it before, and Joan, who you saw, her birthday is November, I want to say the 26th, she turns 93. Nothing she'd like more than to have them home for Thanksgiving.
Mark, what do you say to those who say that they acted out of grief and there's evidence of this happening?
That's what the question was. What do you say to the people who say they acted out of greed? I have two responses to that. Number one, that's why the letter that predates the killing from Eric to Andy is so important. Number one, it corroborates that it was happening before. Number two, people forget this, probably before you were born. They went to the grand jury. The DA's office went to the grand jury on the financial motive theory. The grand jury, which will indict anybody on anything, the grand jury rejected that theory. So that is another one of the urban legends. Thank you. Thank you.
Mark, has the DA made any overtures to meet with Lyle and Eric, and have you encouraged him to do so?
Well, I don't think that the protocol in the DA's office is anything about what we're doing today. The protocol today is that you meet with the resentencing unit, you get informed of Marcy's law, and you go from there. I don't know. I will tell you, I've represented, excuse me for 1 second. So I don't know that they're, other than one-offs, and there's always going to be one-offs. I mean, it's the criminal justice system. It was a polarizing case. Remember, part of what happened was back in the 90s, they become a caricature. They were parodied on Saturday Night Live. I would venture to say that would not happen today. So it's America. There's people with diverse opinions. I just would reiterate, there were 2 juries in trial number 1 back in the 90s, 2 juries, one for Eric, one for Lyle, 24 jurors who deliberated. Half of them voted not guilty on murder. Half.
Mark, you need to talk with Edgardo Diaz, manager de Menudo. You need to recollect for this process. Or another Menudo talked with you.
Well, I've said before that the Menudo Declaration by Roy Rosello is important, but you combine it with, by the way, that is so that you can separate the mental gymnastics. Part of this is to overturn the conviction. The other part is that I think is unassailable, even to your question, to anybody who says, well, they shouldn't get out. The law in California is crystal clear. Resentencing, they qualify under the resentencing laws on every single factor. It's almost, I hate to say that anything's a slam dunk in the criminal law, but under the resentencing laws in California, they clearly qualify. We filed originally for the conviction to be overturned. That's what a writ of habeas corpus is. The other component of this is a resentencing. So it's 2 tracks. You can pause the habeas while you consider the resentencing. So it's walking and chewing gum at the same time. But if the habeas would be granted, you would get a new trial. If they are resentenced, the judge under California law has the ability to recall the sentence and sentence them to a wide range of options.
And that's because resentencing is what I understand. If he feels, they've been rehabilitated, they're no longer a threat to society, they paid their debt to society, they would qualify for resentencing.
Correct. And in fact, I will also tell you, and we may release it tomorrow, part of the mitigation package that we presented to the DA are letters from correctional officers, high-ranking correctional officers, who attest to the phenomenal rehabilitation. We have a number of correctional officers who have actually said if released, they should be released, and that they would welcome them as neighbors in their neighborhood. I'm going to take 2 more questions because I want to get over there to meet with the DA as well. What? I won't speak to whether they have a plan. I just think that in order to get through each day, that you've got to just ground yourself. It's a long road from life without for almost 17 years to being hopeful. So I kind of learned. One last question. Some wag, I don't know who it was, I could give him credit, said about Ryan Murphy that of course he's going to take credit. I didn't say it, so I don't know the man. Anyway, thank you. Thank you.
All right, you guys, thank you. If you have any other questions, you can email me at holly_baird@garagos.com.
Just to confirm, Mark said there were over 30 relatives.
Yes.
Today?
Yes.
Thank you.
And we will be sending out a press release along with a link to the press conference as well, and it will be in Spanish. Correct, yes.
Holly, there's those sentencing. When the family goes next door, that is not a public
What's that? Say it again?
When the families next door party sentencing unit, that is not public.
Correct.
We have no fees of that.
Correct. Holly_baird@garagos.com. Hi, how are you, sweetie? The letter, text me, and then I can send you the exhibits. My phone number is 310-904-9699. No problem. Yeah. So we're not doing anything today. None. Yeah. I did them, yeah. Okay, I'll check this here. Okay, no problem. All right, we'll be in touch. Yes, please. Yes.
So yeah, I guess we gotta wait for. They are gonna cut. Wait, is that over? Dude, I was so preoccupied. What did he say? Isn't the DA gonna come answer questions? Or not? Sorry, I was so concerned about this. Um, I know, I missed it too. Shoot. Um, hold on, let me see something. What did they say? Did they say they're coming back? Okay, hold on. Then maybe that was the other one that was for 25 minutes. Hold on. Remember I said the other channel had like 25 minutes? Hold on, let me see. Let's see. No, they ended it too. Those other channels ended it too. Huh. They both did. Yeah, they all ended it. So, let's see if there's anything else. Gosh, I'm mad because I was just so preoccupied with everything that I missed. I missed what I thought the DA was supposed to talk. Did I miss something? Because I swear the whole point was I know the family wanted to gather, but I thought he was going to come out and talk. What's his name? Gascon. Did I misunderstood? But wait, all saying, I know, but is it? Do we get to see it or not? I get that they're going to talk to him, but is it like public or is it just them? You hear what I'm saying? Did he say like it was going to be a part of the press conference or no? Okay. Yeah, all the other channels that had reminders up, they're done. They just advertised this. I'm going to keep this up where it says live ended because it actually is still going. They never actually turned off where it like ended the video. It's still rolling. So I'm going to keep that on for a couple minutes and see what happens. But yeah, it probably isn't going to be much, but I misunderstood Zeke. He's so annoying. I must have misunderstood. Oh, you know what though? I bet you why they were saying, oh, maybe they might make a decision is because they are going to visit. They're going to have a meeting with him. So therefore maybe he will have a decision today. I mean, you never freaking know. It's about to end though. That other thing it's spinning. Oh my God. Zeke is so annoying sometimes. Oh, thanks, Snoop Dogg. My God, hold on. Zeke. When he goes off. All right, though. I want to see. Let me see if I can play since I've only been live. Oh, I've actually been live an hour. Like an hour seems so short now. Here, let's watch a few things though. Here, let's watch this. This is from an hour ago. Just let me end this. Well, that was good though. I like Garagos. I mean, I feel like he's a good one to have. And I like the family's cute. I like I don't know. I like how they're all supporting them, you know. All right, let's see what this one is here.
Really know there was so much more, and it was so bad.
It was hard back,
I wonder where Diane
ago.
was. Why wasn't
And
she there? I wonder.
was it 20 already?
28.
20, yeah. And life goes on, and you go through your day, and you think about you think about it all the time. The situation rolls through your mind, and you put it aside. But then lately, it's been a lot more in the limelight, and so it just brings all those feelings. Are very raw, and I can see it with my mom, with my sister, who are more involved than I am. But I'm quietly raw inside, and it just digs it up when we have these situations.
It was horribly traumatic for me when it happened because I was part of that family for a good deal of time. Lyle and Eric and I have more of a brother-sister relationship, and it was originally Kitty and I had a mother-daughter kind of relationship that I adored. She was my mentor, but then things changed, and it's really hard to wrestle with that because I had admired her deeply, and then the last time I was living with them, things had drastically changed already, even then, and that was in 1982, 83.
So you said you were living with the Menendez family for.
Yes.
How did that all work out? How did that come about?
Well, when my sister got married on August 18th, 1973, a lot of our family came from other places, including Kitty and Jose and Lyle and Eric. And we were at the public swimming pool, and I had heard such great things about Kitty and Jose from my grandmother, May, my mom's mom. And so I asked her if I could sometime come and stay with them, and she said that she would ask Jose. And then when we were dropping them off at the airport, she leaned into the car and said, "I talked to Jose," and he said yes. So I looked for it. It was like 2 years later that I actually went. And it was between my junior and senior year of high school.
Okay.
I was 16 when I got there, and then I was 17. Lyle was 8, and Eric was 6, I believe.
Are you all watching the
Yeah, that's a good one,
Well,
Ashley.
yeah. Pete and I binge watched it because
Why does that
I
make
just
me
could
so
not.
laugh? Wait, did that just play? Oh, that's it. Oh, dang, that's 2 hours long. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch. What is all this? Oh, this is. Oh, they played the press conference after this. Is that what that is? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're not gonna watch all that. That's hilarious. Hey Rob, how have you been? I haven't seen you forever. You following this case? Hey Lily. Yeah, now I want him to bark because you made it funny. Normally it's annoying. like he's so cute, but it's like gets annoying when he won't quit. And it's like, okay, we see the person, especially when I'm trying to record. Oh, that's the worst. Because lives, are okay, but like when I'm trying to record a video and then I have to wait, and sometimes he like takes forever. It's like sake. And the more you tell him to shut up, the more he freaking barks. But now because I'm imagining him going free roof like free Menendez. Roof, roof. I don't know how he would bark and say it, but oh my god, that's freaking hilarious. Did I already thank you, Jordan? Yeah, that was at the beginning, huh? There he goes. Roof! Ziggy! I should go get him. You guys haven't seen Zeke for a while, huh? Zeke! Who does? These three? Wait, Maureen, what do you mean? Who reminds you of the Wade wives? Let me see if he could do it. Um, Let me go see if he could get it. Hold on. Let me take this down. Let me go see if I can get him to come up. Hold on one second. Ugh. So now he might run away from me. Actually, hold on, guys. Let me put my earphones away. It's worth it. Don't leave. You got to see my cutest Zekester. He is the cutest little booger. Okay, come on, Zeke. You're coming. You're coming to see me. Zeke? Zeke? I'm gonna have her come up here. Come on up here. Come on, no, but I want to show Zeke. Come on. Come on. I want to bring Zeke up. I'm almost done. No, it was quick. Oh, so already being time for dinner. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, he's running away from me. Your mom took you to be able to eat, so. I love you. I love you. Yeah. You're gonna say hi to everybody. Because everybody loves you. Because you're the cutest little guy. Barking and freeing the Menendez brothers. Hold on. Ooh. Here's my Zeke. Here is my Zeke. This is the old grumpy barker. No, he's the one. He smells so good. He's the one supporting the Menendez. They're gonna get freed, Bubba, because all your barking. You did a good job barking. They heard you all the way over to in California, and they said, we are gonna free them. Gascon said, is that Zeke barking? And he wants the Menendez free? Okay. They're gonna be free. You're silly. He's normally a cuddliest boy. But when it comes in front of the camera, he knows he don't like the camera crap. It's like, I don't like your job. I don't like the camera. I don't want none of this. Isn't he cute, though? That's my boy. His birthday's coming up in November. His birthday's coming up. Oh, you being an attitude. Excuse me, little Groucho. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Got an attitude. You got a little attitude. You got a little attitude. Mwah. That's my boy. You guys haven't seen him in a while. He's my love. He's a very cute boy. Okay. I'll let him go. Okay, Bubby, I have to open the door for him. He said, I had enough of this camera stuff. I gotta go take care of some business. Go ahead, Bubba. He took off like a little shooter. Anyway. All right, guys, I might end this because my neighbors are over for a birthday party for that. It's her birthday and they're having dinner, which I thought this would last longer. So I was like, I probably won't be able to eat with you guys. But she got real excited and I was like, she's like, oh, are you already done? And I'm like, yeah, probably. I mean, the press conference is over. She's like, oh, I'll put out a plate for you. So I might as well. Oh, I didn't even do that on purpose. See, sometimes I never actually match them. It always just happens that it matches. But dude, it does match. Well, Sarah made this background. I love that this background. Like, I'm obsessed with this background. I don't know, even like the texture of the bricks. I want to like squeeze them. I want to pet the bricks. Oh, I'm weird. But in the colors, it is so I don't know. I really like it. I even like the way it looks like, even if you just, I don't know. It's really cool. Good job, Sarah. I don't know if Sarah's still here. But yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, do it because I got it viewable now because it wasn't viewable all night. That's why the views are well, they would probably would have had more views, but all night it got blocked. And like I said, it sucks though, because if you get more than one copyright, they only let you do one at a time. And sometimes they take like a whole night to process. Like it was taking like 5 hours for each one. So I was up, I think I stayed up to like 8, 7 in the morning because I was trying to get the ones where it was blocking the viewing. I was trying to get those processed through. So by the time, I went to bed, it was working on it and then it would be viewable because it's like, but it did mess up the algorithm for that video. It's stupid. So I got to be careful what I play for stuff like that, especially when it makes it so you can't even freaking view it. It blocks it and all. Like sometimes it'll be like in certain countries. It's so weird. This one was blocked in everywhere, just blocked. But thank God it wasn't a strike because the way that it was done, it doesn't go against my channel. It's like a claim, but it's like one of those claims, a bunch of claims, and it was all from A&E. So I don't know. But it was all like separate stuff. And there was like 3 of them that made them blocked. And then a few more that just were claims that made them unmonetizable. But yeah, but it was good. I mean, it was like good. There was some good stuff. I feel like some old stuff. So there's another video that I want to play that has like a bunch of old clips, but I'm afraid, I don't know which ones are like, there's going to be parts of that's probably going to be copyrighted, but oh, well, what are you going to do? But yeah, so I know, I'm silly. That's funny, I know. I'm stupid. But do you ever have like the weird urges where it's like, I don't know, it's cute. Or like, I'm sure you guys have the like cute knowing something's so cute when you squeeze it. That's a little bit different than what's this because the bricks obviously aren't cute. That's a little bit of different kind of a thing. But like, what about the thing where it's like something's so cute when you squeeze it? You guys have that, right? Like Zeke, I just want to squeeze him. I'm gonna squeeze his face. It's so freaking cute. I can't take it. I love him. All right, guys. Well, fix the timing it takes for. Yeah, I know it sucks. They take so freaking long. to process. So even if you want, like, let's say you do a video that's already up. So then if it's already up, you don't want to take it down and like lose the views, or you know what I'm saying? If it's already up and you just have to edit something in it, let's say like it's a privacy thing, you have to blur something out or whatever, and you have to do something like that, and you have to edit it while it's already up and through their editor. Oh my God, sometimes it could take days for it to process. It's like, come on. um it's too cute, yeah. Thanks, Carrie. Cuteness, aggression, yeah. Wait, what do you mean, is that normal? Wait, is that to me? Are you saying, is that normal? You don't get that? There was, it was the family. It was the family. Well, and the lawyer. So the aunt or these two, and then I don't know why Diane wasn't there. And then the cousin that testified. What was his name? Mark or something? Wait, what was his name? That's Mark Garridos. What was the cousin's name? Is the cousin's name Mark too? I don't know. It was the one cousin that testified that talked about hearing noises because he lived with him too for a little bit. I think he lived with him. I mean, he stayed with him. I think he actually lived with him a little bit too. And he like was talking about hearing, you know, he would hear noises coming from Eric. So he saw some of the stuff going on too. So it's still, wait, no, it still doesn't make sense. The comment above that is just, at least the one that I see, it says, "Thank you, Maura. You're awesome. Great seeing you." That's the comment above that. Is that normal? Is that normal? I still don't get what that's from. I don't get it. Is that normal? Mommy 24, Mimi 24. Yeah, I know, it's so hard. Yeah, that's the next one. I must not. Yeah, well, All Saints says he doesn't see it either. So what does it say? What is it in the reference to? Just tell us since we can't see it. What does it say? What is it not? What are you saying? Is it normal? But I mean, sometimes, but I agree. StreamYard doesn't for some reason. It makes me miss some. But I have to, I mean, that is the main thing I have to go off of because that's how I share my screen. That's how I highlight comments. So it's like, you know, I can't like have both. I can't have both up, but I mean, I can't be reading, like we'll have both chats or read them at the same, you know what I'm saying? So this is the main thing that I look at. So yeah, I do miss some. So remember that, guys. If somebody's saying something and you think it's like important, why isn't she answering it? Sometimes StreamYard doesn't put them all up. I don't know why. And I know people, you're going to say, oh, top chat. No, this is just StreamYard. It doesn't have like a top chat or whatever YouTube has. It just has the comments. But for some reason they miss some. I don't know. Oh, because your dog, I see. Your dogs are so little. Yeah, that definitely did not come up. Are you laughing, mess? Wait, are you making fun of me? I'm just saying, because you know, sometimes when people get mad, they're like, don't you see my comment? Well, sometimes, well, in reality, though, of course, I'm not going to see everybody's comment. Like right now, I'm able to see a lot because I'm in chat. But like if I'm putting up videos or reading things, of course, I'm going to miss a lot of comments anyway because I'm not two people. But But even if I was, I miss a lot. So yeah. I know, I wish I was 4 people. Yeah, right. Uh, yeah, I might do the Wade one, just a quick update and maybe I didn't get to listen to the other stuff. Yeah, so I might because it's still early and I'm up and I'm gonna go eat dinner first and then see where I am at from there. I guess. But yeah. Oh, let me take this down. But yeah, so your dogs are so little though. They're so little with their head is like this. They're all like fur. I've never had a dog that little. I mean, I've had never owned a dog that little with the little. So it's like you just pick it up and it's so little. Like Zeke is heavy. He's like 17 pounds. He's condensed. So he looks kind of little because he's all little, smushed together. He's muscular and condensed, but he weighs 17 pounds. But if you look at him, for instance, I know I've said this already, but my aunt's dog looks huge. She looks so much bigger than Zeke. And now she does weigh a couple pounds more than Zeke, but she used to always weigh, because she was, a puppy and growing. She used to always be a little bit under, and she looked like almost double Zeke. Now she looks double Zeke, but she weighs, I think, 1 or 2 pounds more than him. But it's how though? How doesn't she weigh almost double than him? It's just because Zeke weighs a lot because he's so dense. He's so cute. Yeah, wait, I can't even imagine 3 pounds because I'm over here picking up a 17-pound guy. 3 pounds would be just hey. Oh my God. That's funny. My scab's itching on my knee now. $62. Wow. All right, guys. I'm gonna go. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys later.